What up, people? I'm back with another banger. So check it out. We're gonna do the same thing we did last time, and then I'm gonna break it down. You're gonna listen to the whole John, then we're gonna break it down. Cause I'm really sick and tired of these black American women crying when they don't know how to treat their man like a king. So we're gonna go through this whole John as I did before. Then we're gonna break it down, and I'm gonna keep bringing Johns to you when I find this nonsense. And when I break it down, you understand what I'm saying. Here we go.
The only people that talk about money in relationships
It's crazy.
because other cultures just know the man is going to be the caretaker or the provider. Like other cultures just know that. But when I say it, niggas in the comments like,
That's 'cause we
what the
don't have
fuck?
culture.
This lazy. What's she talking about?
So when,
Every other culture understands the man is the provider and the woman is a nurturer. That's not even a conversation that they have because they already know it. They grow up knowing that.
Yeah.
Black people are the only people that see our moms do more than our dads. And so we have a reverse thinking about it. We think, oh, well, my mom did it so I could do it, or my mom did it so she can do it. That's why so many black women are unmarried because we don't have roles. Gender roles are not a bad thing in marriage. Everyone needs to have their, if I don't know my role, how do I know what part I'm playing in anything?
For sure.
When you're on a basketball team, everybody has their position, everybody has their role. You need to know what your role is. And a woman's role is the nurturer, and if you have kids, the caregiver, and the man's role is the provider, and he brings in the money. He brings in the money, and the woman manages it, and that's how the household's supposed to run.
the lack of tradition in black culture is killing relationships. That's
People are
Okay, so we about to break this down real quick. So, black people are the only people that talk about money, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why that is. Let's get through this real quick, then we're gonna talk about it.
the only people that talk about money in relationships
it's crazy.
because other cultures just know the man is going to be the caretaker.
Okay, so other cultures know that the man is gonna be the caretaker. You wanna know why other cultures know that? It's because those women over in those other cultures are raised to treat their men like kings. See, the black American woman has lost that unless you really go down south and still find those women where their grandmother and mamas raised them and say, hey, baby, in order to keep a man, you got to get to his heart through his stomach. Meaning, you need to treat that man like a king. But see, it's so lost in the black tradition that these women don't do that because these women are having kids in their 20s. They're 21 having a baby. So then when their kids is 21, they're 41 or 42, and they like, and these women say, oh, that's my best friend. That's my, like, she's my sister. Because you're meeting these chicks, she's like, damn, I thought that was your sister. Yeah, we're like sisters. And they're not treating or teaching their young black women how to be a woman. And that's the problem with today's society. These black women are crying, these men are getting rich and running overseas and grabbing because these women in other cultures don't have that what's that called? That entitlement mentality. Let's move on. I'm sick of this nonsense.
Or the provider. Like other cultures just know that. But when I say it, niggas in the comments
There you go. When I say it, niggas in the comment. Why are you calling a black man a nigga in the first place? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I see my dude. I said, what's up, nigga? What's going on with you? How you living? You know what I mean? I say that. But she said, when I say it, niggas in the comment. See, the reason they're niggas in the comments is because they're not agreeing with what she's saying. Look, everybody has a role, all right? And the role for a woman is to be the nurturer. Now, this is what, you can't, both of y'all can't beat on y'all chest. And that's the problem with these chicks, these black women. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people that's not going to like it, and I don't care. You know why I'm single? Because I'll give y'all a real quick story. I met a woman, and we were going to start dating. You know what she said? Within 24 to 48 hours on the conversation, it was right before Christmas hit. She said, oh, yes, we got on a conversation about her boobs and how big they are. And she said, yeah, I got to get special bras. They're like $70 a pop, and I need like three. I get like about 3 of them at a time. And I was like, okay, that's what's up. No, I think she said $30 a pop. I'm sorry. And she said, I get like 7 of them at a time because I have to special order them. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. She said, so I guess you could get me that for my Christmas. I don't even know you. You want me to drop $210 on you and I don't even know you? See, that's the problem with the black women. They have an entitlement mentality. Instead of saying, hey, how can we build together? No, they want, what can you do for me? Janet Jackson came up with that song. Oh, sorry, y'all. Janet Jackson came up with that song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Excuse me, miss. Excuse me. We don't live together. What do you mean, what have I done for you lately? Have you cooked for me? I'll break it down a little bit more. Let's listen.
It's like,
That's 'cause we
what the
don't have
fuck?
culture.
This lazy. What's she talking about?
So what,
Every other culture understands the man is the provider and the woman is a nurturer. That's
Now, every other culture understands that man is the provider and the woman is the nurturer. See, this is the difference. You go over to India, you get an African chick, you get those Colombians, Brazilians, those, I'm talking about the real Spanish women, not American Spanish, those real Spanish women that come from India, that come from, I'm not India, I'm sorry, that come from Mexico, that come from Spain. Those women make sure you got lunch before you go to work. Those women will have a job and still you come home and they got a meal for you. They don't look and say, well, I worked all day too. Why can't you cook? No, because you know why? Because the man takes out the trash. The man is the one that gets out of bed when he hears a noise downstairs and you're sitting there shivering about, what is that, babe? He grabs the bat or he grabs the gun and he walks downstairs to check and see what it is. Now, if you want a man to just, cook his own meals and all that, the next time you hear something downstairs, take your ass down there and find out what it is. See, but they don't want to hear that. They want, oh, babe, I could drop you $1,000. They want you to be able to just say, hey, babe, can you give me $1,000? And you just say, sure. But they don't cook for you. So I'll give you my aunt, before she passed, she worked from home. Her husband paid everything. He said, I want you to stay home. You know what my aunt did? Every morning, she made sure he had breakfast. When he came home, he had dinner. She had his lunch packed every day. She cleaned the house every day. And she still held a job. She worked from home, but she still held a job. Because my aunt was raised old school. You take care of your man. That way your man will want to take care of you. And that's the problem with these black women. They're sitting here crying about, but all you want is handbags. Like what Megan Thee Stallion say? I don't cook, I don't clean, I still got a ring. And that's the mentality of these northern women. Take your ass down south and get you a cornbread fed woman that was raised right. Let's move on.
not even a conversation that they have because they already know it. They grow up knowing that.
See? Perfect. They grow up knowing that. The women in other cultures grow up knowing that your job is to take care of your man. Feed him, sex him, clean him. And then, now if the man's not doing his job, that makes sense. However, the man's job then is to go ahead, go out, and provide. Now, why do I want to provide for a woman who's not treating me like a king? See, even in the dating, so I'll tell y'all a story. I met this chick a long time ago. I think I said this on my last one. I met this chick when I was living in Maryland. And after about 3 conversations, 3 meals, I said, let's be exclusive. She said, no, I'm not ready for that. I still want to see what's out there. I said, okay, from now on, you pay your own meals if we go out. Excuse me? Yeah, what the hell? Why do you think I'm supposed to pay for your stuff and you still want to go see what's out there? And that's the problem with these black women. Now, that's why you see a lot of these black celebrities grab them white women, because these white women are like, yo, my job is to take care of him. Sisters want to be treated like queens before you even get into a relationship. Like, okay, my 3 dating rule is that I'm a man of God. Do this if you want. It's up to you. My 3 dating rule is church, lunch, 3 dates straight. But nobody wants to do that. I had a woman tell me, well, I think we should go to lunch first. No, that's not what God put on my heart. What's on my heart is that we're going to go to church first to see what I'm being fed. Then I'm going to take you out and feed you. That's what God spoke to me. But no, she wants to do her own thing, and that's the problem. Men, you got to stop compromising and stand on your standards. If you want a woman that's going to cook for you, a woman that's going to clean for you, then men, you need to be that guy that when she calls you and say, my tire's flat, you might have AAA. If you don't, you take your ass out there and change the tire. When the brakes need to get done, you need to take the car to get the brakes done, get the oil changed, all that stuff. Let's move on.
Black people are the only people that see our moms do more than our dads.
And see, black people are the only people that see our moms do more than our dads. Because my job is to protect. My job is not to go and cook in that. Every man and woman have their own roles. Okay? That's from the beginning of time. Men went out and hunt, the women cooked. It's even in the animal kingdom. All right? Oh, I'm sorry, the men went out and protected and the women cooked. And back in the day, the men went out and hunt. Now, what happens now, if you look in the animal kingdom, the women lions, they go out, the female lionesses, they go out and they hunt, and the men patrol and protect. Okay? Now, the man will jump in the hunt if they like, okay, yeah, this is a little too much for him. Let me get in there and help. They'll do that. But for the most part, the women are the ones that keep the man fed. Because why am I getting out of bed to go protect the house when I'm on an empty stomach? Unless I'm dieting or I'm fasting. But see, you got women like this right here, entitled. Not once did you hear her say, I can't find a guy, and all the last men I've been dealing with, I've been cooking for him, cleaning for him, treating them like kings. But you can't. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. Here's the next one. Let's move on.
And so we have a reverse thinking about it. We think, oh, well, my mom did it so I could do it, or my mom did it so she can do it. That's why so many black women are unmarried, because we don't have roles. Gender roles are not a bad thing in marriage.
You want to know why so many black women are unmarried? Because they don't do what the other cultures do. You hear them say, I'm independent. So let me break it down to y'all. Most black women, let me start with this. You want to know why a lot of black men are insecure and they won't date a woman of stature? Because the black woman will always make him feel inferior when she makes more money. Believe that. You don't have to understand it, but believe it. Happened to me. I was struggling. And I went out one time with my ex-wife and her 3 kids, and we was at a IHOP or something, and I was struggling. I had just took on a new job. I was trying to sell roofing, and I was struggling. And my mom had gave me a couple of dollars for gas. I drove an hour and a half to get my mom to help me with gas. And I went and I had like $10 left. And when they ordered, I didn't even eat because I felt I didn't have no money. But I gave her $10 for the tip. She gave me this look like, nigga. And the kids started laughing. That's what black women do. You'll make $75,000 a year. She'll make $450,000 a year. Black women, and guess what'll happen? She'll let everybody know, oh, I make $450,000, he makes $75,000. But see, white women in other cultures, you know what they say? Oh no, we make $525,000 a year. That's what they say. See, black men have been beaten down by black women for so long that we're so tired of dealing with them that we go somewhere else. And then you get somebody like her that starts complaining and crying and moaning about, man, black people the only people that talk about money. No. Because y'all make it relevant to that. The other cultures don't care about what money. They don't care about what you get. They care about how can we build a legacy together. That's the problem. Now, don't get it wrong. There are some good, because one of my boys, I'll never mention his name or his wife's name, but one of my boys, he has a really good wife. We talk about it all the time. A really good black woman. This dude found her on hard times. And she said, I don't care about that. I just want to know what your character is about. Are you somebody I can build with? Are you somebody that's going to love me? And guess what? Today, 19 years, 3 kids. Yeah, he found a rare gem. But the majority of these black women nowadays, shoot, I had enough of them. Move on.
Marriage. Everyone needs to have their, if I don't know my role, how do I know what part I'm playing in anything?
There you go. If you don't know your role, you know why you don't know your role? Because your mom didn't raise you about roles. A man's role is take out the trash, fix the plumbing, fix the electricity. If you get a flat, I do the flat. If you need to put gas in your car, I'll take your car and go put gas in it. See, my pastor taught me about that. He says, son, your wife, your girlfriend, your fiance should never, ever, ever have to pump her own gas. She should be able to come home and say, babe, can you give me some gas? She should be able to pass 10 gas stations and say, can you put gas in my car? And it should not be no argument. Yes, baby, I got you. That's what it's supposed to be. And then, in turn, when I'm at work or whatever, if I'm out mowing the yard, she should be able to come to me and say, hey, babe, take a break. Or when you get done mowing, I got a sandwich in here for you. Or what do you want to eat when you're done mowing the yard? When you're done trimming the trees? She ain't doing that. She ain't climbing up there when it's coming to move stuff into the house. That's my job, to find my boys or family members to help. She should not be helping me move anything. That's the problem with today's society. The women want you to be the king. No, I'm sorry. The women want you to treat them like a queen while they treat you like a peasant. And that's why she's on here crying. Let's move on.
For sure.
When you're on a basketball team, everybody has their position. Everybody has their role. You need to know what your role is. And a woman's role is the nurturer. And if you have kids, the caregiver. And the man's role is the provider. And he brings in the money. He brings in the...
See? He brings in the money. He brings in the money. That's all they care about. He brings in the money. Do they care about his walk with God? Do they care about how he treats me? Do they care about how he treats the kids? The man, all she wants is to be taken care of. What does nurturer mean? And that's why there's so many single black women. I had enough of them, bro. I had enough.
Money, and the woman manages it, and that's how the household's supposed to run.
The lack of tradition in black culture is killing relationships.
And see, then you got this Uncle Tom. The lack of tradition in black culture is killing relationships. That's not what it is. It's not. Us black men don't have a problem with being traditional. We're just not being traditional with women who don't want to be traditional. That's what the problem is. Us as black men, we don't want to pay for you if you're not giving us anything. The women, I was in a relationship, every time she got mad, she withheld sex because she was mad at me. You know, it's just stupid. But you want me to give you a life as a queen. But yet, I got to cook my own meals. You want me to come in and kiss your behind and love on you, but yet, I got to cook my own meals. I got to iron my own clothes. I got to wash my own clothes. Them times it's done, yo.
People are the...
So with that, I'm done. Hey, agree to disagree, but that's real rap, yo. Us black men have had enough. And I'm going to end it here because it was long. But with that, your boy, Dave, that crazy dude, I'm out. Pow! Holla at you, baby. Peace.